on Spreaker. If you'd like to be part of the program, you can do so and talk with me. And I hope you're enjoying the show. Garyj Online here on Spreaker across America and around the world here on online here on GJRB. And if you'd like to be part of the show, I'd love to hear from you. If you're just joining us, this is one of those kind of an oddball show tonight. Not your particular sports page tonight, in that normally I have a pretty good show round up and I have everything together. And so, well, I'm hoping that you're enjoying the program anyway. Here, Gary J. Russell with you are, GJRB online here on Spreaker in our sports page show here on GJRB. And if you want to be part of the show, once again, just drop me a line here. We're here on Spreaker, here on GJRB online, and we can talk sports. And I'm going to get into some preview of some of the drafts here coming up. Well, they got, let's see. Okay, I'm going to tell you what we're going to do right now. I'm going to go ahead and dip into that draft stuff and see what we got here. Let's see here. I'm going to go ahead and talk first about that Alex Rodriguez. And that was an interesting story. Alex Rodriguez. Now, remember him, don't you? J-Rod, or A-Rod, not J-Rod, A-Rod, St. Petersburg. Alex Rodriguez is back in New York. Is a designated hitter for the first time this week, and he's looking to snap his struggle with the plate. A-Rod listed as the posted lineup outside the clubhouse Saturday night's game in Tampa Bay. Tonight's game with Tampa Bay. 41-year-old slugger didn't start in New York previous 6 games because of a 2-for-22 slump. Carlos Beltran had to replace him as the DH. Rodriguez entered tonight with a .210 with 9 home runs and 29 RBIs, and it's his 55th start in the DH this season. Okay, and let's see other sporting news in baseball. The Pittsburgh Pirates fans are going to react to the club trading Mark Millicon to the Washington Nationals, with the Pirates just 3 games out of second in the second wild card. I suspected not very well, and according to this article, he had been considered that since 2013 he had a one. He was especially true, and you considered it since 2013 he had a 1.80 ERA to Ardornius Chapman, who had a 2.03, and the Yankees got a high upside shortstop prospect for Chapman, while the Pirates merely got a reliever, Felipe Rivero, and he has a 4.53 ERA plus a minor league lefty, Taylor Hearn. Trade might smell for the Pirates waving a white flag, but definitely in this case, yeah. Of course, you know, Chapman, that's a familiar name anyhow. I believe he just got picked up here by the Cubs, and he played, and I think that's the same guy, isn't it? That's the one that screwed up his save today on the Cubs game. Let's see. All right. I'm going to do now, there is some interesting stuff here in the MLB trade. Let's see what we got here. where to go down further here. I don't know where that was. I saved that particular story on MLB Trade, and I don't know where I saved it to. I think I saved it to one of the other pages here. Here it is. Trade deadline for the major leagues. Trade deadline. There's a trade deadline for the MLB here. And let's see here what we've got. Breaking it down. Complete trades. Here's some of them. The Nationals acquired All-Star Mark Millikan from the Pirates. I just mentioned that. And let's see. The Cubs just picked up Chapman. That's the same one. In a blockbuster deal. Matthews doesn't make the Yankees sellers. Giants acquired All-Star infielder Eduardo Nunez from the Twins. With Schoenfeld, Twins, Giants both get what they want out of Nunez. The Blue Jays acquired outfielder Melvin Upton Jr. from the Padres. So some of the trades. The Cubs acquired and this is the new. The Cubs got these new guy now. In fact, they just played the Mariners. They got one more game with the Mariners tomorrow night. But they acquired from the Mariners this guy Montgomery, and apparently, I guess he's really good. I haven't seen him play yet. And the Red Sox added Palmarez. It was Schoenfeld. That was a win-win deal. Marlins get Rodney from the Padres, and Schoenfeld needed the depth from Miami. Now, some of the ones that there was a trade block. Obviously, there's a trade block here on some of this, and don't know exactly what was a trade block. There's a trade block. Here's what that was. Stark were starting pitchers at a trade deadline. Stark, why are they starting pitchers at the trade deadline? Chasnick is a non-starter. Rays have arms, but likely will wait for the deal. Bowden ranking the trade options at each position. And let's see. Only trade chip highlights for the Yankees, Russ season. These are some of the stories, I guess, some of the ones I've got here. The ones that I think are interesting, that I thought is the Cubs getting that guy from the Mariners. The Brewers, Luke Roy, is going to fit for the Rangers, and the Indians and the Red Sox. I don't understand with that one. And a Bowden trade fitting the Yankees. And let's see down the line a bit, some of the other starters. So we'll get a look. I'll look at some of these other trades, and then we'll talk about those on our future program. Meanwhile, here's an interesting story I found out. An interesting story here. After a 1-year anniversary of his field tiers, New York Mets infielder Wilmer Flores preferred to think of a happier anniversary. He had a 1-year anniversary of his near trade to the Brewers, which revealed after the Mets approved Carlos Gomez for medical information. So that's one we'll get into. And let's see what other stuff we got coming up. More good stuff. Garyj Sports Page. Hope you're enjoying the program. And like I said before, I always just do sporting news to fill time, which is something I always do. I just kind of like fill time. And but I'd like to get some calls from you to make this show interesting. I'm going to do what they call that, scroll through social media. That's what I wanted to say. Why do I always forget what I was going to say? Scroll through social media here on Sports Page. And like I said, this could be a relatively brief program tonight. And we're going to do a full sports page in another few weeks. And I'll give you all the details and we'll talk about more stuff. So in just about a few weeks, we'll do another full-length sports page. But for right now, we're just kind of like have a little bit of fun talking sports. And give you an update on some scores along the way, too. Okay. But meanwhile, I'm going to give you some temperatures. And as we do another weather on the fives, give you some temperatures across the nation. And we're going to do that right now, some national temperatures. And let's see what we got here. Some of the national temperatures so far tonight. Well, let's see. It's kind of cool in some places, though. We're looking at temperatures in around the 60s for Salt Lake City. So why don't we do the, let's do that. Weather on the fives here on GJRB Online. Salt Lake City right now, 57, it's 60 degrees in Douglas, Wyoming. Riverton, Wyoming, 63 degrees in Pocatello, Idaho. Twin Falls, Idaho, looking at 65 degrees. Cedar City, Utah at 64. And over in Liberal, Kansas, it is 70 degrees right now. 63 degrees, Clayton, New Mexico. And there's some of the national maps. Give you some more temperatures across the America tonight on Sports Page here on GJRB Online on Spreaker. Glad you could be with me tonight. Hope you're enjoying the program, and we've got some more great sports talk coming your way before we close up tonight here on GJRB Online here on Spreaker. Glad you could be with me tonight for the Sports Page show, and got a lot coming to you here on GJRB Online. All right, I'll tell you what we're going to do right now. While we're getting ready, we're going to be taking another break, and we're going to do another round of sports news here on GJRB Online here on Spreaker. Again, some of the sporting news so far, some of the news that we already have done, the PGA Tour, once again, that is rain delay today. It was a PGA Tour, kind of went on a rain delay. And some of the action today, the Rosa, the Rockies, wins his fifth straight with the Mets, fourth in a row. And the Padres traded Matt Kemp to the Braves for third baseman Hector Oliver. And the Cubs chase in pursuit of history. And let's see, we're going to go down here. In the NBA, Carmelo Anthony, not impressed by the way the team's USA sing-along. We'll talk about that coming up.
Your local weather forecast from WQAD Storm Team 8 is brought to you by Sand Prairie Wireless and Joe Carroll Energy. Tonight we'll see partly cloudy skies with